All right, so being on the other side of the camera for the first time, this is going to be a little bit awkward for me. Generally, I'm the man behind the camera and, you know, with our team, putting together content for all of our clients. Just recently, I decided to start doing a vlog for Sprinklr. This is something I've dabbled in before and done in the very early days of when we started this business, but now I think the time has come to actually get more involved in creating content for our own brand. And a good friend of ours and client, Nick Pappas, who we think is an absolute rock star when it comes to being a personality and being on camera. We had a conversation with him last week and we said, how about we actually create something together? The ironical, the crazy thing about where we are right now and what we're about to do is it's Wednesday morning, it's 8 a.m, well it's actually a little bit after 8 a.m, we're running late. True, right? Which is always the way with Sydney traffic. But we're here and Nick is getting a golf lesson. He's actually down there right now. He's never played golf before. He's down there getting his first ever golf lesson because it's something he's always wanted to do. Now, I'm on the phone talking to a friend on the way here, and one of the questions he asked me, and we're going to ask Nick the same question, he goes, how the f***, as a small business owner and somebody who's growing a business, do you have time at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday morning to come and play golf? And I think it's a very good question. But one of the realities of it is, for the first 24 months of the business, I wouldn't have even considered doing this right now. For two reasons. One, I haven't got time when I'm trying to build something and I'm doing it on my own and trying to build up a team. And I've done that literally day in, day out for a year and a half. Day in, day out. Like when people are out on a Friday night or they're out on a Saturday night, I'm working. The difference is though, this is still work. The great thing about it is we've built a media-based content creation business around not sitting in front of like a studio, not doing it a traditional way, but creating content and trying to help people, doesn't matter where you are. And so I think they're the two main reasons. I've got a great team around me. So behind the camera, we've got Tom, I've got Sean, hey buddy, who will be doing the editing on this stuff. And I've got another shooter, Luke, who's out this morning grabbing some lens gear, and we have an action-packed day. I know it's the same for Nick, and it'll be interesting to see what he says. We're in a totally different age now. We're actually using a mobile phone to shoot this. We're in a very different time where you don't have to spend shitloads of money to be able to produce something, and it's good to get creative and to be yourself. So I think with that, let's head on in. Let's go see Nick.
This is Nick, who's good to play with us.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you going?
Bobby.
Oh, super late. Nice to meet you, Bobby. Super late. How you going, Nick?
Good buddy, I'm learning to play golf.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that sounds good.
I wanted to learn something new. I haven't.
That's it?
You know, in life, sometimes you gotta try something different, learn something new. And I thought this is something that I always wanted to play. I have a lot of friends that play golf. I thought it would be good, you know, to get amongst them. Maybe I can even beat them.
And you know, and that's when you come down for both of you, give it a whack. Don't be afraid to really drive through and drive down. You know, what gets us into all of this trouble is when we get over here, we're looking at the ball and we are trying to help it up in the air. We're backing everything away from it. That's why we hit on top of it. So the process that I've gone over with Nick. So here's original swing.
Okay, yeah.
So watch his feet over here, wide apart, first swing. So here's what he's tried to create a lot of movement. Look how his legs have collapsed here as he comes through. He's tried to help it up into the air. He's missed the ball.
That's right.
Right. Look at his movement onto the left side compared to the original swing. So that's like concepts is what it's all about. It's not like just hit the ball. It's understand what hits the ball and then you're on to a winner. I mean, look at this. Nick is all of a sudden flushing it.
You can go now.
I'm videoing you, video me. So yeah, we caught up at golf. We had a bit of a laugh there, and I know that through golf, I was speaking to Bobby. He's told me he's reached out to you as well.
Yeah, we had a good
bit
chat
of work,
with
and you've been helping him
Yep.
with a lot of his online marketing.
Well, he put you up.
Yeah.
You know, so he put a video of you, and we can actually show that in the vlog.
as to people knowing what we do in the background. Like it's the messages, it's the text, it's the phone calls to make sure it's perfect. You know, and it's sort of like me getting this home ready for sale today. And that's why I'm lucky that I've got a team. Like a lot of people say, oh, you know, look, I don't care that you've got a team. Like, you know, you should, because it allows me more time to be talking to buyers and sellers, which is what I get paid to do. Yeah. But my team are in the background, and without them, I wouldn't be able to do all this. Like I couldn't be here every day doing this. Again, people come to us and say, all right, sell my house. It's not just about marketing it, but it's about knowing who we're marketing it towards. Yep. It's about knowing who your market's going to be.
It's about making sure the product is good. Right?
Correct. That's what I'm trying to say. So if we tell the owner, well, you go renovate it, he might do a feature wall that's red, and we say, oh man, that doesn't look good. He's like, well, that's why I asked you for your advice. Yeah. So, you know, the owners come to us for advice and solutions. It's about the best outcome. Yeah. Could be a settlement term, it could be a deposit, it could be getting a deposit released early. Yep. You know, so that's where I get paid. That's what I'm good at. Yeah. You know, negotiating. And when I say negotiating, I've found that negotiating is finding the solution to someone's problem. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are in the background working, you know, Michael, Jamie working on buyers, me talking to buyers, inviting them through our open home, making sure emails are being sent out. You know, there's a lot that goes on in the background, you know what I mean? And it's pretty much like you know, like you come out here and do a video, and then you've got to edit it, you've got to make sure that...
Well, this is what's going to happen, right? Yeah. So I'm fortunate now that I've got somebody who's as talented as Luke who can shoot.
There you go, mate.
Hey. Yeah. You've met Tom. I used to do a lot of shooting and the editing and stuff, but like now the process is we'll get this footage, and also the footage for the property video. We go back to the office, we transfer all the footage, we go through, and it takes hours.
Yeah,
like, it's like there's a lot of work in it. So you get all this raw footage, you cut it down to a point where you're happy with what you've got. You create your story, you add your music, you do all your effects, you do all your intros and outros.
Your ins and outs, yeah.
And then you come back to yourself, the client, and you go, what do you think? Then we make some changes to it until we get to a point where the impact that we want and the end audience, like we know they're going to watch it and go, right, that's excellent, you know, like I love that property, or I love that piece of content, or I love what you're on about, you know. Getting all that together is
takes time, yeah, I know, and people think it's easy. But the reality is, it's easy for us because we love it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You've got to be comfortable in what you're doing and where you're at.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree. I love it.